Building a ministry launch team. That's the title of this video. And this is one video in a whole series on how to start and run a successful ministry. And having a great launch team is critical, mostly because it'll keep you motivated, right? So my name is Lance. I'm from streetbishops.com, and you can come by and visit us anytime at the website, and you can leave your email address to get some updates or ask for assistance. So creating your ministry launch team. So what is a ministry launch team? A ministry launch team has what I would call two faces to it, two sides to it, right? And that is advising and consulting and labor, people to help, right? Now, when you're putting together your ministry launch team, you want to take a lot of care because it needs to be a real resource for you at any time you need it. Before you go out and do the ministry work, while you're doing the ministry work, after the ministry work is over and you want to do an assessment and evaluation. You want to have a good ministry launch team. Let's first talk about mentors and advisors. So, a mentor or an advisor is somebody who has some experience, if possible, in the area in which you want to provide service. You could have a spiritual mentor. You could have a food service mentor. You could have a counseling mentor. You could have a youth services mentor. They could be someone from the sheriff's department. They could be somebody from, all walks of life is where your mentors and advisors come from. And what you would like, ideally, you want to have at least three. You want to have three. Now, they're going to come and go as you do your work because some just will get uninterested and fade away. Some you'll want to not communicate with because they'll want to tell you what to do, and that's not what a mentor or an advisor does. They don't tell you what to do. They allow you to use them as a sounding board where you say to them, this is what we're looking to do. Here's my plan of action. Here's my business plan where I'm going to go out and do some things. What do you think about it? Do you think there's something I haven't considered or that kind of thing? They become more important as you go forward. As you're experimenting in the beginning, you're really collecting information. So at that point, you need helpers more than advisors. But as your ministry begins to grow and you begin to do more of what you do, you're going to find that you're going to have a lot of questions come up. They may be legal questions, spiritual questions, service questions, logistics, all kinds of questions you may have. It's likely that you're not a licensed counselor. You're not a licensed lawyer. You're not a licensed food service provider. You don't own a restaurant. You're a layman in all these areas, but if you're going to be working in any of these areas, you're going to want to find professionals in the area in which you serve to be your advisors and sounding board. And basically the way you start the relationship with them is this. Identify some of those people, ask them to have a cup of coffee with you, and tell them that you're doing this ministry work, and say you'd like them to be an advisor or a mentor to you if they would allow to do that. And all you're asking of them, you're not asking them to do anything other than listen to you and provide advice where they think they might be able to provide advice. Now, you'll not always take their advice, but it's good to get advice where you can get it. So you're going to want to gather those folks around you so that they can give you advice along the way. Like I said, these advisors and mentors become more important as you're moving forward more than at the very beginning. Now, on the other side of that coin, the other face of mentors and advisors are the folks who are actually on the street with you. That's your ministry team. And developing that ministry team is really interesting because you want folks who are willing to follow you. Now, they can give some advice, but they're followers. You're the leader. It's your ministry, and we'll talk more about that in another video. But this is your ball game. But you want to have others around you who will volunteer and assist you in moving your ministry forward. And so they are not there to advise you on what to do, although they might have some small suggestions. They're there really to just serve you. They're to provide some servant leadership there. They're going to serve you, and they're going to help you pull off the work that you want to do in developing these relationships so that then you can minister to others, okay? So those are two different types of ministry partners that you have. Of course, there's the third group of ministry partners, which sort of should go unspoken, but I need to speak about it. Those are your prayer partners. Those are folks who will be praying for your ministry, praying for your success, praying for your safety. You will need to have as many of those folks as you can have who will just do nothing but pray for you. You will let them know what you're doing and where you're doing it, so they're up to date on the vision of what's happening. But their role is to pray for you, right? So you have your mentors and advisors who are going to give you the higher level advising and mentoring in their area of expertise. You're going to have the workers who help you pull this off in the field. They also may give you some advice because they're there working with the folks also, but you're the leader, they're the followers, and so you'll take the advice, but it doesn't mean you're compelled to follow it. And then you have your prayer team who will always be praying for you as you move forward in your ministry. So this is a short video about this because it's really just three different things, but it's important. That prayer team is important. The workers who are going to help you grow your ministry are important, and you have your advisors. Now, amongst all of these three are going to be your donors. Every one of those groups should be donating something, even if it's $5. You should, because your advising team need to get used to giving you a couple dollars, because some of those you're going to choose later on to be on your board of advisors when you become more formal with your not-for-profit. You want to have a board of advisors, not to control you, but to advise you. But everybody should be donating something. No free ride for anybody. Nobody. If somebody can't pony up at least $5 for every event that you do, then they really should, they need to be on someone else's team somewhere else. Because you need people, advisors, mentors, workers that are helping you, and the prayer team who are all willing to pony up at least $5. That $5 is an important threshold, because as long as they're contributing, then you feel like they're a part of what you're doing, right? So that's what you're going to look for. You're going to put together your pre-launch team, which will then turn into something later on, and different parts of it will grow at different levels. But put together your pre-launch team, advisors, mentors, workers, and prayer team. That's your launch team. You may not have them from word one. You may not have them from the very first event, but you'll gather them as you go along, because your business plans and your after actions and your evidence that your ministry is going helps people want to become a part of you. And then you'll have that team, and then you want to nurture that team. Nobody should boss you around. Nobody should push you around. You are the leader of this ministry, and I will show you how to write your bylaws so that you always remain the leader of your ministry. Because in ministry work, there's people who are going to want to pull your power away from you, and you need to protect it, because it's your vision from God, it's your ministry, and we want to protect your authority within your ministry, okay? Amongst these three groups. So if you need to know more about that, visit me at streetbishops.com, send me an email. But remember, I love you, Jesus loves you, and you're going to get something done. And I look forward to hearing about all your success in ministry. Take care. So I want to thank you for coming by and watching this video today. Please be sure to click on the subscribe button below if you're watching this on YouTube. And I want you to also mark the bell so you get notifications. If you're watching this video somewhere else, head on over to YouTube, to Street Bishops, that channel, and go ahead and subscribe while you're there so that you can get additional videos. And you can come by our Facebook page at Street Bishops. And so we just want to connect with you and hear from you often. You can also write to me at secretary@streetbishops.com. Have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.